Hi guys, I'm Max Hurd. I'm a creative consultant based in London. Welcome to my home. Come on in. I think the best way to describe my interior style is deeply personal. Everything in this house is linked to things in my life that I've really enjoyed and parts of my life that mean a lot to me. This room that I'm sitting in now, which we rather grandly call the library for no other reason that there are just some books here. So there are lots of elements throughout the house, and especially in this room, which I either inherited or I stole from my grandparents' attics. For example, these amazing little stools used to belong to my grandmother, and they were in her childhood home and were originally covered in an absolutely horrible chintz, which we planned to recover using fabric that now is on these cushions, because when I went to take the chintz off these stools, this incredible Victorian needlepoint was underneath, and we just thought they were too pretty to have recovered. Just because something doesn't necessarily fit in your space in its current iteration, it's worth looking at how you can adapt that piece to fit the room that you want it to work in. So I love this Homeware plate I picked from the Fenwick edit. I think it ties in all the kind of floral elements I have in this room with the pattern it's got. I love the fact it picks up especially the Natalie Farmer fabric I have on these two cushions, which I love. I think it's always important to have lots of little plates and side dishes in rooms so that when you sit down on the sofas and you want to get comfy and you have bulky items in your pockets, you can just take them out and throw them on a plate, and then you know exactly where they are. Otherwise, if you're like me, you'll spend hours going, oh, where are my keys, where are my wallet? So the fact that they're nicely put on plates all around the room is very handy. I particularly love the shape of this. I think it's really interesting and very beautiful. I love oversized or undersized anything, and I love this oversized box of safety matches. It's got a little dog on it, which is the only dog that's allowed in the house, obviously, because otherwise Vronsky the cat would go mad. I have loads of candles everywhere throughout the house, and I have friends around. I like to kind of set the mood by lighting a variety of candles throughout the house. One of the things that was really important for me when putting together this house was that it had to be a space that worked well for hosting. One of the most important things about having people over, obviously, is providing them with the right drinks. I think it's important that the glassware itself is as fun as the cocktail that goes in it. With that in mind, I picked these from Milano, which I absolutely love, which are very light and delicate and have this beautiful design on them. I think they're really fun and quirky. These ones here are equally gorgeous. They have like a bit more of a weight to them, which I think is very chic and elegant. And they're from Polsbotten, which I think are fab. I like the idea of a glass being incredibly interesting to look at. So when you hand it to a guest upon arrival, they walk away just as excited about the glass as they are about the drink. I also think it's really important to make sure that if you have beautiful glassware, it's out for everyone to see, even when it's not being used. Like these ones from Itchendorf are fab, and they look like little cactuses, which I love. And I think because they are so bright and reflective, it's nice to have them in a slightly darker part of the house so that they catch the light and they become a feature within themselves rather than just something useful. The bedroom, obviously, very important room in the house. A lot of people, upon first seeing this bedroom, assume that it's incredibly garish to wake up to. In fact, I find the opposite is true. I find it incredibly charming and calming. Orange is scientifically proven to be the colour that most relaxes the human brain, which is why, after originally planning this room to be red and white striped, I changed very last minute to having it orange and cream. Absolutely love. This is probably the only room also with personal photos like littered throughout. There's lots of pictures of me and my dad when I was a baby, and me and my mum are on that shelf there. I was immediately drawn to this Addison Ross tray. Just the colour of it matches my bedroom so perfectly that it was almost like it was custom made for this interior. It's a great piece of homeware to bring up breakfast in bed, either for yourself if you're feeling like a bit of self-care or for a loved one. The great thing about trays is that they can be used in a variety of different rooms, including the garden, and are incredibly sort of useful objects to have around the house. You can never have too many, in my opinion. This room gets a lot of use quite late at night after dinner parties. As you can probably tell, it's great sort of after dinner entertainment space. We have lots of fun card games. Obviously backgammon is a great game to play after dinner. It's the lowest space in the house because it's a loft conversion, which meant that we had to be quite inventive when it came to how we decorated it. I wanted to maximize the space. Because all the furniture is low and movable, in order to make it all not look incredibly squat, we were very careful about making sure that the accessories that were immovable, like the lamps and the candlesticks, were high. So it gave like a dramatic contrast between the lowness of the furniture, but I personally think it's worked very effectively. People tend to think that lighter colours maximize the space. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I've never found that to be the case. I always knew that this room would get the most use at night. So the red for me just makes it incredibly cozy, very sexy and warm and gorgeous. I've always found that if you like the colour, go for it, regardless of the size of the room. Thank you so much for coming to my house today. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as we've all enjoyed putting it together. The pieces that I've selected and showcased throughout the house are available to shop online and in store at Fenwick. I really recommend checking out their entire selection because they've got some amazing pieces and it's well worth a visit.